Now, our cohort of 10 innovators are currently developing diverse solutions through products and services for young people. What we focus on at Headstream has evolved from our initial research, and our community has helped us identify these themes through stakeholder groups, tons of feedback, and actually many of you are here today that helped us get us here. So thank you so much. The innovations you are going to hear about are cultivating young people's superpowers through edtech platforms, creating connections and community through social technologies using AI, AR, and VR, and transforming wellness and digital health. Now, many of these solutions are specifically designed for Black, Latinx, Indigenous teens, LGBTQIA+ teens, those that identify as girls, and the intersection of all those identities. And so let me introduce you to the 10 innovators, and we'll have you hear them talk about their innovations and where they need support from you. So to kick things off, I think we're going to need to share our screen, and we're going to start with our first batch of innovators that are cultivating our superpowers. And so they are doing this by creating solutions that better prepare students, help teachers, and also build our own skills through confidence and skills development. So with that in mind, let me introduce you to our first innovation, and that is Niels.
Hi, everyone. I'm Catherine Grill. I am the CEO and the co-founder of Niels. So Niels provides students stress and mental health support by delivering on-demand personalized care via our self-guided platform. Niels helps students when they're feeling overwhelmed by providing personalized relaxation practices made by doctors and therapists. Students also have access to our expert advice videos, where they can explore topics like managing academic stress from the privacy of their phone or computer. They can even watch our student stories videos, where their peers talk candidly about mental health to break down stigma. School counselors get to see the impact of our program by tracking students' engagement and health over time on our healthcare provider portal. Tested and approved by students, we built Niels in partnership with nearly 200 student advisors and student ambassadors. I'm so excited to be with you here today on the Headstream Kickoff Lab. Niels is looking to build knowledge about the procurement process at schools to help refine our customer segmentation approach. We also want to discuss best practices for impact measurement beyond active users to really understand how our product can support diverse students. For youth ages 14 plus, we welcome you to join the larger Niels community by being part of our ambassador program. I look forward to connecting with you all in the breakout rooms.
Thank you so much, Catherine. And next, let's hear from Liminal Esports.
Hi, folks. I'm Grace Collins. I use they, them pronouns, and I'm here today as the co-founder of Liminal Esports. So we are a research and development startup working at the intersection of games, education, and technology. Our company believes that all students should be a part of solving the biggest challenges of today and tomorrow. When we look at challenges in computer science and AI, climate change, and others that will determine our shared future, it's not enough to leave those solutions up to any one type of student. So our research arm, Liminal Esports, supports policymaking on educational technology and conducts research in schools to look beyond the hype and see the actual impact of games in the classroom. Our development arm, Snowbright Studio, puts our research into practice by building solutions to gaps in American education. Liminal and Snowbright were founded by myself, an Obama-era education policy official from the US Department of Education, and Nika Noor, a games industry veteran and 2021 Forbes 30 Under 30. We've received nearly $500,000 in research funding from the federal government to build the initial research guiding our product development. And we're now entering a direct-to-consumer commercialization phase through game sales and the mobile game market. Our in-development projects include Time Tales, a game designed to support girls and gender-diverse youth in learning coding. Time Tales features 2 time-traveling cats from the 1980s, including the first ever canonically non-binary character in a learning game. This friendly hop top wizard that you see here is from our upcoming evergreen mobile game, Enchanted Florist, which will be one of the first games ever to directly support youth with neurobehavioral disorders in science classrooms through citizen science. And these little sprites are from our upcoming mobile game, Tiny Sprites. They will guide you through an artificial intelligence learning game designed to provide AI literacy to all students and the general public with no coding required. So Liminal and Snowbright are excited to be at the start of our conversations with private investors and others. We're really looking for advice right now on outreach strategies as we go to market, as well as additional research and publishing partnerships from the field.
Thank you so much. So next up is Enlight.
Awesome. Hi, guys. My name is Diego Cristal. We met earlier, and Enlight is a tool for teachers to know their students and a space for students to foster a better relationship with their education so they can grow into their full potential. We encourage students to self-identify and express their thoughts and ideas about improving the classroom experience through student profiles and formative polls for continued feedback for their teachers. We are a relationship accelerator that just unlocks the power of human connections, even at a distance. And when classes are filled with many students, like I don't know if there's like my screen in there at all. I don't know, but in my in my slide, there's like there's flowers. And basically what we found is that teachers have a lot of students in the classroom. So what our platform allows for the teacher is to build these student profiles. And what the profiles allow the teacher to do is know every student's passions, what they're interested in, what they basically even aspire to be in the future. And like the biggest problem that we're impacting right now is the empathy problem in education, because the most anti-bias skill that a teacher could build is building relationships and knowing their students. And so the appetite for addressing this issue is so visible in our organic growth. And we have several school districts and our youth organizations are committed, along with a 300 teacher waitlist that's growing daily. And our goal for today is just to learn from the community and gain some meaningful insights so it can improve our offering. And, you know, I guess to kind of show you a little bit is like, as you can see, like on the corners, there's flowers, but you can't really see them that well. But what our app just really does is that if you look at the bottom, there's each little flower, we separate them. And that's what our student profiles do for the teacher. We can show who every unique student is, and just looking forward to meeting you all in the breakout rooms.
Thank you so much, Diomasi. And now what we're going to do is we're not going to hear from seat at the table quite yet. What we'll do is we're going to actually hear from a next group of innovators that are focusing on transforming wellness. And so they're doing this using AR, VR, using our own bodies in new and innovative way, and then also envisioning health education in some new ways as well. So I'm going to welcome first Helium to the stage to give us a little bit of an introduction.
Hello, everyone. I'm Wendy Moore. My pronouns are she and her, and I serve as the Chief Operating Officer and Data Protection Officer of Helium. We did have a slide and video in there. Do you want me to share that? Or okay, there we go. Okay. It's beautiful visuals, so I want to make sure you see those. Helium is empowering youth to build resilience, unlock their potential, and improve performance one immersive journey at a time. So we're using these immersive media channels like augmented reality and virtual reality, and it really allows the user to step inside these beautiful immersive worlds and actually power them with feelings of focus, calm. Where you can choose to power Helium with an optional wearable that measures heart rate or brain waves, and it actually lets you control the way the experience progresses. It's a beautiful and engaging way to learn emotional regulation and actually improve mental resilience. Helium is working worldwide in areas of situational and acute stress to provide drugless and fast-acting stress relief using these beautiful nature-based experiences. We're being used in children's hospitals to help reduce anxiety before procedures. It's being used in the esports and gaming communities to help with mental impact of gaming and downshifting after playing. Helium is also being used in schools, STEM centers, and with the Boys and Girls Club as a reward and as a fun STEM activity, or also as an emotional regulation training. It's helping youth learn that mind-body connection, and they're actually rewarded for achieving states of focused calm. A validated intervention, helium's been shown in 4 peer-reviewed journals to quickly reduce anxiety and boost positivity in just 4 minutes. We did a collaborative study with the Red Cross that showed adolescents are almost 3 times as likely to quickly reduce negative mood states and increase positive feelings like positivity, joy, and calm while using helium. Most importantly, helium's built to remind you that your thoughts have power, not only in the virtual world, but in the real world as well. So we are seeking additional sales and investment partners. So I'm very much looking forward to connecting with all of you in the breakout rooms, and thank you.
Thank you so much. And next up, what we'll do is we are going to hear from Movement Genius, but let's just wait an extra moment to make sure everything's in line. So yeah, take it away, Movement Genius.
Hi, I'm Allison Stoner. You can call me she, her, they, them. I'm pretty flexible at this point. I'm the co-founder of Movement Genius, where we use movement to improve mental and emotional health. So at the beginning of the pandemic, I built out this live class curriculum with a licensed psychotherapist, teaching virtual mindful movement classes to help people reconnect with themselves, reduce stress, and feel confident. And we had over 150,000 people tune in over 14 days, frequently asking when there would be weekly classes or a community to grow with. So this inspired Movement Genius, and it's a platform that reconnects us with our body as the center point of well-being. So currently, our westernized popularization of mindfulness largely emphasizes our mind and thought life, but it misses this essential next step of integrating mind-body connection. So the body and our natural movement are key holders of information that aren't accessed through talk therapy. So it makes it a phenomenal tool to process, to express, and release. And you can think of Movement Genius is sort of like Headspace for the body. So additionally, we recognize that the wellness industry largely caters to a very narrow set of identities and socioeconomic populations, many of which I hold personally. So our core team is made up of diverse instructors and co-developers, and we want to lead the way in somatic-based movement content that places multicultural competency, inclusive design, and accessibility top of mind. And we're very excited to discuss partnering with healthcare organizations, software developers, and securing funding resources. We believe everyone deserves to feel safe and at home and confident in their body, so you can live the story that you want to tell. Thanks.
Oh, thank you so much. So next up, we have Violet.
Thanks, Danny. Hi, everyone. My name is Karang. I'm the founder of Violet. Before building Violet, I worked at a health insurance company called Oscar Health, which was built from the ground up. And during my 4-year tenure at Oscar, I also led our LGBT affinity group. So a lot of my time there was really spent looking at the member journey that our LGBT youth and the LGBT community had. And one of the biggest pain points we saw was simply people cannot find culturally competent healthcare providers. And this is especially true in primary care and behavioral health, where we really want to establish a strong relationship with our provider themselves. And at Violet, what we're building is an industry standard of what it means to be culturally competent. So in simplest terms, we're pretty much building a credit agency and a credit score-like formula focused on cultural competence. I'm really happy to share that we brought together 100 therapists and tried out the version 1 of our formula, and it did really well. We improved retention by 2.5%, or 2.5 times. And so now we're scaling the specific formula with a hospital system in New York City. And then regarding partnerships, we'd love more intros to hospital systems, and then also conversations to investors. Thank you.
Thank you, Violet. So let's kick it off with Lesson B. Take it away.
Hi, everyone. Reva McPollum. I'm the founder and CEO of Lesson B, and we're an ed tech company based in Mount Vernon, New York. It's been a challenging year in our space with schools closing and having to adjust to the realities of remote learning, and combining that with a tumultuous political landscape. and protests for racial justice, all of it has really had disproportionate impact on students of color. But as challenging as 2020 was, it was also a year of transformation. EdTech adoption increased, as did a focus on mental health, sexual health, social and emotional learning. Educators see now more than ever the importance of teaching practices and solutions that can serve both as a catalyst for social justice, as a propellant for increased academic performance, and importantly, that can work both at school and at home. And I'm proud that Lesson B is at the forefront of necessary change in our educational system as a student-first learning solution at the intersection of health and social justice. I've actually been in the EdTech space for over a decade and have seen effective use of technology in core K-12 academic subjects, but there's just one thing that just hasn't changed, and that's health class. That struck me personally because growing up as a queer Black youth, I struggled to feel healthy and connected in and out of school. And I really believe that a better health class experience, one that was affirming and rigorous, would have gone quite a long way to support my social and emotional development and supported me to reach my fullest potential. So I created Lesson B, an adaptive online education platform that teaches students in grades K to 12 to manage and nurture their health and make responsible choices through interactive, self-paced digital learning and role play. We use design adaptivity and conversational learning to create culturally responsive lessons with relatable stories, and we're building momentum towards state-level adoption and on track to implement at more than 1,000 schools by September of this year. But we need help ensuring that our pilots translate into recurring revenue so that we can continue to improve the lives of kids and teens everywhere. So I look forward to speaking with all of you and getting your sound advice.
Thank you so much. So for our final group of innovators, we're going to hear from those that are creating connection and community online. Now they're doing this by bringing together global youth communities online, removing all borders through digital access, using empathy AI, and through digital storytelling to empower young people in all shapes and sizes, ways, and abilities. So we're going to start with our first group in this batch, and that is Seat at the Table. So take it away.
Peace, everyone. I'm really happy to be here. My name is Fee, and I'm a program manager at Global Nomads Group, which is a global nonprofit virtual exchange organization based in New York. And we prioritize fostering dialogue and understanding amongst the world's youth. Our innovation Seat at the Table is a global youth community and conversation series that invites young people ages 16 to 19 right now to join hour-long conversations on video and connect with their global peers around culture, interest, lived experiences, their goals and dreams for the world, what they want to be when they grow up, what their challenges are at school, being a teenager, what COVID is like in their country. And currently our program takes place on Zoom, just like we're here now, but we are in the development of a mobile app. We already have an operating MVP that shortens the wait time of joining the conversation and all around improves the user experience. And our goal with the current experience in the future is to use storytelling and intercultural dialogue to reduce bias and to increase awareness and empathy for others. We believe that these are important tools for all people, but especially for young people as they grow into strong leaders and as they grow into, we want just societies, more just societies. We know that young people already know how to navigate technology. They know how to find each other online. They're comfortable with 3 screens. But we also know that social media can create silos, that news channels provide limited information or skewed information about certain groups of people or certain parts of the world. And so because we know that their voices are not always valued, we created Seat at the Table to be a space where all of this curiosity, all of this information that they're being bombarded with, all of the stuff that they're learning in school, that they could come and be their authentic selves and they can come learn about others and they can come to be seen, heard, and understood. Our current priorities right now, where we are happily welcoming support, we're in the process of identifying the robust safety and security features that our app needs to keep our young people safe. We are working to grow our community and generate more engagement within the community of the young people we already have, and then to develop a aligned marketing and messaging strategy for more user acquisition as we head towards our public launch, which we hope to happen in June, which is our Q4. So I'm looking forward to connecting with you all to hear all of your ideas about this. Thank you.
Thank you, seat at the table. So next up is Evermore.
Thanks, Danny. And thanks everybody who showed up today through a spirit of generosity. I'm Ivy Michaud, founder of Evermore. Anyone here and everyone here, I'm sure, we don't need another social documentary to tell us that all world social networks haven't been serving us. And really, in this old world of social networks and COVID aftermath, adding to the compounded anxiety and trauma, we actually now have the technology to address them at scale. So using voice AI and advanced psychometric NLP, Evermore is the first social mentor platform that helps young people speak their truth to stay on track. Users go on a heroic journey to self-discovery and build a really true sense of belonging and purpose. They do that one conversation at a time. So with the app launching in 2 months, there are a lot of exciting features that's just constantly being rolled in. And I know as a product manager of 20 years, I eventually have to say, okay, we're going to market. We're really looking to partner up with people who are very committed and passionate about mental health, but first and foremost, investors who are passionate about mental health to help us raise a pre-seed round of 800K so we can get to the B2B SaaS platform that will connect essentially all of the psychometrics data to help bring insight to wellness and mental health clinicians as well as education. Anybody who are also passionate and whose ears prick up when it comes to psychology and psychological technologies, please do reach out. And I'm excited to meet everybody at the breakout room.
Thank you so much, Evermore. And so last up in our group of innovators is Weird Enough Productions. Take it away.
Hello, friends. Tony Weaver here. CEO, Executive Director, Weirdo in Chief at Weird Enough Productions. At Weird Enough, we're a social impact organization that uses superheroes and comic books for social emotional learning and digital citizenship amongst young people. I founded Weird Enough as a junior in college at Elon University as a result of an experience that I had during my first year there. While volunteering at an elementary school, I mentored a Black male student who, despite telling me about all of his favorite superheroes, when it was time to dress as one for Halloween, told me that he couldn't because he didn't have any that looked like him. And really, when he had to think of a character that looked like him, his first thought was to dress as CJ from Grand Theft Auto. And that experience with him had a very profound impact on me because it made me think about myself as a young person, the issues pertaining to self-image and self-esteem that I had because I didn't see anybody that looked like me demonstrating the same type of weirdness that I felt that I had. And as I did research, I found that there were a lot of young people that were dealing with similar experiences. Even prior to distance learning and all the stresses that caused on young people, depression and suicide rates among young people were the highest that they've been in the last 20 years. With rates especially increasing among students of color. In the last 12 months, there have been devastating stories about young people as young as 7 years old ending their own life because they're not being given the tools to recognize how beautiful and wonderful their existence is. So at Weird Enough, we take our unique and diverse stories and we partner them with lesson plans and curricula that help students learn to love themselves, learn to love their peers, and also learn how to love their communities. And as we move forward, we've impacted over 1.3 million students. And our large goal right now in places where we're looking for assistance is that we would love the privilege to find more organizational partners to work with. So technology companies, social media companies. And as of last year, there were a lot of corporations that made Black Lives Matter related to commitments, commitments to work on supporting Black youth, commitments to work on the mental health and well-being of Black youth. Organizations like Nike, Lego, Jordan Brand, pledging over $100 million to support these efforts. And since it's the work that we're in already, a lot of our work moving forward is trying to find connections to these partners. And that's a place where we could use a lot of support right now. Very grateful to be here. Thank you.